Hello Flickering Myth family and welcome to our channel. My name is EJ and we have a new movie review. In this video, we're going to be talking about a new romantic comedy starring two former megastars. Are they still A-listers? That's a topic in this video. Yes, we are talking about Ticket to Paradise. In this film, we see director Lourd Parker reunite Julia Roberts and George Clooney. I believe this is about their fourth film together after two Oceans movies, one random movie I have no idea about, and Money Monster, a movie nobody remembers from 2016. Yeah, I like these two as stars, but are they still the megastars we know from the 90s and the 2000s? We'll talk about that in a bit because that is a big factor of this. That's a big selling point of this movie. So I really want to know everyone's opinion on it, but I also want to share my feelings on A-listers like this, trying to still spark up that box office magic. But Ticket to Paradise was an okay film. There was nothing offensive about it. There was nothing like, oh my god, this is the worst movie I've ever seen. It was fairly competently made. I think there were some very obvious green screen moments that were fairly distracting, but other than that, it was a fine, wholesome, romantic comedy for the most part. That is a bigger issue I had actually with this movie, is I didn't find it as romantic or as comedic as it was being sold to me. I thought it was kind of a dry drama about two insufferable people for most of it. Julia Roberts and George Clooney are great at playing roles. They're good, but these roles were not my favorite. We'll talk about more of the story in the next segment. But yeah, with unlikable characters like this, it made it hard for me to kind of just root for them, to really push for them to do well. I just kind of didn't care. So by the time that, it's pretty obvious that they start working things out, I'm just like, can we just get to the end? Like, you saw the finish line and you were just trying to get there, and the movie just kept dragging on and on and on. So those are just those small little filmmaking complaints. But overall, I can't really say this is a bad movie. It's not a great movie. It just kind of stands in that middle of just being okay. Julia Roberts and George Clooney star as these two parents who are dealing with their daughter as she goes to Bali and finds love and just says, I'm leaving my lawyer job I'm supposed to have and I'm going to move over here and start a family. They are obviously very distressed by this. They're also distressed by having to be together. These two people have not gotten along since their divorce. You see Julia Roberts and George Clooney bicker and bicker the whole movie. She does sassy really well and he does sarcasm really well. So these characters definitely did get to play off what they were written, but it's hard to like them because they're just bickering and fighting, and it's all insufferable, very like boomer Gen X, like, oh, this life. It's just like, girl, y'all are so rich and privileged that I'm like, get over this. I need y'all to get over it. Like, everyone was just so beautiful and had nice lives that it was hard for me to be like, wow, the struggles of these people in this movie. That was a disconnect I had, especially in the Bali setting. There was a moment where I was just like, was this just an opportunity for George Clooney and Julia Roberts in the cast, which does include Billie Lourd as the daughter's best friend? Billie Lourd is the scene stealer in this movie. But yeah, was this just a vacation to get everyone to go? Was this just like, hey, let's just go have fun in Bali and shoot a movie and it will totally work. That's fine. Yeah, that's what this felt like at times. But again, it's a pretty basic plot. You see these two. I actually like the younger story where we're seeing the daughter of the two characters get married and fall in love with a man, and the cultural differences, because he's very much of the culture and the community there. There was some good interactions there. Again, it's not a horrible movie, but it did need to be about 10 minutes shorter and really make a lot more jokes. I needed more zingers, more punchier moments. The jokes were there, but they either did not land well or they just felt so cynical and just so bland that I couldn't be like, haha, what a great laugh. But that is a personal thing because the audience around me, when George Clooney made a face, they were dying laughing. When Julia Roberts said something funny, dying laughing. So it's definitely a personal taste thing. The movie is not unfunny. It's just not my type of humor, so a lot of it just doesn't land. Are Julia Roberts and George Clooney still the stars that they were back in their prime? Well, they're good in this movie. I will do a spoiler alert. I've never been a big fan of George Clooney as an actor. I think he's great in interviews. He seems really cool and all that vibes. But as an actor, like, I'm from Batman and Robin. I have never seen it. Yeah, I like From Dusk to Dawn. He ain't that great in it. So my personal, like, experience with Clooney is a bit different than most who really absolutely love him. So I just thought he was fine in the, fine. He's a very George Clooney performance. Same thing with Julia Roberts. And they're great. They do the role that they were given. I just don't think they had the oomph, the charisma, the wow factor that they once had. I wasn't, there was maybe a moment or two in the beginning that I was just like, wow, I loved seeing these two back. And then it was just like, yeah, but they're not as the prime that they were to really carry a film. Maybe if this exact movie came out in 2002, it could have been a all-out hit. Just now with these guys, it just feels a bit past the due date. But that also feels odd because I do want to see older actors get love stories. I love to see two people who are over the age of 50 at least actually get to have starring roles and fall in love and all that cute stuff. It's really cool. Usually this is just, like a Diane Lane movie or something, or what, Diane Keaton usually gets these kind of movies, The Book Club. There's the older people cute movies, but this still felt young and vibrant. It just featured two actors from a different generation. So there was a nostalgia there that I did enjoy. I just don't think they captured the the wow. Overseas, this movie does seem to be doing well, so I get a bit of a, wow, okay, maybe people do want to come out for movie stars still. We're seeing Tom Cruise from, a different generation still do great with, Top Gun Maverick, so maybe these two still have a chance to be box office juggernauts like they once were. But what do you think? Are you a fan of Julia Roberts and George Clooney? Is their casting enough to get you to see Ticket to Paradise? Share your feelings because I really want to know. All right, everyone, that is it for my review of this new romantic comedy. I enjoyed it. It's okay. I wouldn't say it's bad. I wouldn't say it's great. It lives there. I'll probably forget about it in 6 months and be like, oh yeah, that movie, cool. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of this review? What do you think of this film? Are you going to see it because Julia Roberts and George Clooney are there? Share your feelings down in the comments below. Give us a thumbs up if you did enjoy, and make sure you guys subscribe to Flickering Myth because we make videos like this every single week. All right, guys, give me a thumbs up. Let's talk all down below.